this my makeup? It's a bit of a weird light, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Olivia Gold. I'm the founder of Life of a Marketing Girl, a marketing expert and executive, and also a fashion and beauty enthusiast. You're gonna get a sprinkle of that on this channel. Happy New Year, we're in 2025. This is the first video of the year and I'm super excited to really come on here because I want to kick off our first video and our first opportunity to chit chat and talk about how we're really gonna level up in 25. How are we really gonna make sure we're asserting ourselves as the experts that we are, those that work in the marketing field, studying to be in the marketing field, or actually just trying to figure out what space they want to be in within the marketing umbrella. This is your page and I'm your girl to speak on all things marketing. Women specifically is so important part of our journey, but there's so many other elements that contribute to it, that we use this opportunity, we use the beginning of the year to really reset, take our time and think about these things. It's so important that we take the time, think about it, to brainstorm, to write it down and think. We are in a world where there's a lot of noise, you're seeing so much on social media. We're starting easy here, no pressure from me, okay? Really wanted to get into this video and speak to you guys today about how we're gonna level up in 2025 as marketing experts, enthusiasts, those that are interested, studying, and really wanted to have a breakthrough this year. Important that we use this time to talk about it and start from the beginning. Yes, you can't go forward without obviously taking the time to study and think about the things that you executed in 2024, the good things that you executed, but also the things that maybe you learned from. And this is an important time to pause, reflect, and think about the lessons, because how can you break through, evolve, be better if you're not actually taking the lessons experienced in the year or situations that occurred? Really encourage you guys to journal. Use this time to just do a 2024 brain dump, things that you were happy about, things that you weren't, and just write it down. One, it's good for your mental health, actually putting it down on paper. And it's like a dear diary to yourself, right? You're aware of who you are and you have self-awareness in those experiences, specifically as you look back, to make sure that, you know, you learned from them, you can park it, or there's amazing breakthroughs that's happened and you want to take it forward with you. A reminder to you guys to give yourself the space and the time to journal. At the end of every year or the beginning of the year, depending on busy, tired, slow, how I'm feeling, I always journal. Me personally, it's a letter to God and it's just thanking him for the year, because I'm still here, I'm still breathing, and that's a blessing within itself, right? You reflect, and obviously so many things happen 365 days a year. It's not every single day, but there's going to be poignant moments that you remember. I like to do it at the end of the year or the beginning of the year. I did mine on the 1st of January. I was in bed, thanking God for the year that had happened, just remembering what are the key things I remember, like good moments, this amazing job opportunity that I took advantage of. I was able to travel and I worked on various campaigns. I was able to work with global teams, which was great, you know, personal things. And I noted that down because clearly these are the values and things that matter to me. And that's why I like to do it all in one, because so much happens in life. We're so busy, we're always on the move, we're always on the go. Sometimes you forget, and this moment really allows me to pause and think about the things that really matter. The moment with your family, the moment with your friends, maybe a huge career opportunity. These are the moments that last. I take the time and reflect on that. And I kind of put forward a declaration for 2025, and I've kind of moved away from setting goals. I've actually evolved into setting focuses, because I feel like sometimes once you reach that goal, then what? And life's ever evolving, such as a journey, as a career. You're allowed to dream a new dream. Try not to be so hard on myself and put goals. I kind of put more declarations in terms of what I want to achieve. It allows me to then narrow in what I want to focus on and not be distracted by so much things. This can get long. The goal list can be long. I want to be this way, I want to do this, I want to travel here. There's a lot, but I want to narrow in on the tentpole things that I want to focus on, and that kind of helps me think about first decisions I want to make in the year, in like Q1, January, February, March. Where's my money going? Like, what am I spending it on? Like, with my focuses, my career goals, what am I doing? What am I making effort to do? Does it align with what I like to do? It really helps me brain dump, emotional dump on the year before, give my gratitude for it, because we know gratitude is the attitude, and go forward. What does the future look like? What does the future you look like? And that is a point of today's video. This is where we get into how we're gonna level up in 2025. How are we leveling up? How are we stepping up and creating the life that we want for ourselves? Yes, career is a poignant part of it, but there's so many other areas of our lives that contribute to it. And the first one, which I love, is gonna be so important for us, guys, personal branding. And it's all about redefining your narrative. How do you see yourself and how do you want people to see you? That is truly who you are. The habits that you do when no one's looking is what's gonna come out when everyone is looking, and you need to be clear that you are acting and being the right way you want to be. We think about marketing as a career and creating that personal branding. It's positioning yourself as an expert, as a thought leader. It's all your years of expertise. So when you see like a campaign or you see a really cool, you know, social collaboration, influencer marketing series, you talk about it. You have a point of view because you are an expert and your opinion matters. And that's what I mean by redefining your narrative in terms of how you're perceived, specifically in the professional world as a marketeer. And this is not capped to anyone. This is if you are a student, you're studying, what you see on TV, what you see online, interesting, you have the right to talk about it. And making that a habit actually positions yourselves as a thought leader, because you are bringing your expert point of view on something you see from a consumer point of view or from a marketeer lens and adding your value. That's how I actually started life of a marketing girl. I was interviewing, I couldn't get a job, so while I was blogging fashion, I actually started to blog about campaigns that I liked, and through doing that I actually started to cultivate a community because I didn't like people who had an interest, also who had a point of view. And that's really how I naturally built a community. Personal branding is people gravitating towards you because how you think aligns with them, or they're intrigued, or they can learn from you. You can document your own experience as a marketer who work in the field. Of course, you do not need to disclose the company, the product that you work for. Obviously, conflict of interest is a risk. There's other ways how you can get around it. So I would encourage people to think about, be an expert and talk about it. Your opinion is valid. And I think sometimes because there's so much of it on TikTok, you think of, okay, no one wants to hear my point of view. That's not true. There is so many millions, billions of people in the world. There is space for everyone and everyone's point of view matters. Cultivate your own community. It's not going to be like the other persons that have created their own. You're going to find your own. And that's the unique point of view of redefining your narrative, so you can actually gravitate and draw in like-minded people just like you. It's about how you're going to redefine your narrative and put together your personal brand as a marketer within the industry. That leads on to the next point, is thinking about create a portfolio of excellence. And this is critical for marketers. 1 minute it's Instagram, next minute it's TikTok, 1 minute it's influencer, now it's de-influencing. Yes, the world is moving so quickly, but you need to move with it, and you need to be a step ahead and thinking about what is the next exciting things, where is innovation, where is that leading you. It's about reviewing where you are in your career and asking yourself the question that you are working on, is it stretching you? Are you growing? Does it align with some of the marketing trends that are at the forefront of today's culture? And also your audience. Are you captivating new audiences in the work that you do? 3 questions that you should ask yourself, and that will give you the answer. Work that you're doing, are you creating a portfolio of excellence? Give an example. If you are working on a brand that might be not as sexy, which is fine because you have to market something. It's not in the what that you're doing, it's in the how. And that's how you create your portfolio of excellence, because what makes you unique, what makes you an expert, what makes you a thought leader is how you do things. Sell me this pen. Just think that there's an imaginary, you know, like pen here. It's not in the what, because we know what this is. It's a pen, but it's in the how. That's the unique point of skill set that you need to hone in and ask yourself, are you sharpening that? Because that helps you create a portfolio of excellence. So when you meet someone and you know you're interviewing or you're networking or you're looking for a partner or a client and you're actually showing your portfolio, These are the things gonna make people be like, oh my God, wow, I never thought of it like that. I never had that point of view. I never thought of the product in that way, and the emotional sentiment that people have with pens. That simple. So it's all about how do you sharpen your strategic mindset that gets you to all these amazing execution ideas that consumers get to see on social media, on TV, in person, at an event. Ever think that, you know, what I'm doing isn't sexy enough? The power is in you, and I've always said this in previous videos, because there's a lot going out there in the world. There's a lot of products, there's a lot of services. Consumers are looking for convenience now than ever. Gen Zs are affording luxury items. It's actually not about consumer segmentation anymore. It's actually about attitudinal mindset. Your mindset could be the same as someone 50. Your mindset as a 50-year-old could be the same as someone that's 18. We're seeing something all at the same time. So gone are the days where, oh, this consumer segmentation 18 to 34 or from 44 to 65. For those days, no. All the girls are going to Pilates that are 44 to 18. That's where you have the opportunity to really dive deep into strategic thinking and sharpening your skill set. You level up the work that you do so you can actually put together a really cool portfolio of work that you are proud of, because that's the most important thing. If you are proud of your work, how you say it to people will win them over. How you do it and how you are able to take a pen, as plain and simple as it is, because we know what it does, but transform it into an experience or transform it to such an emotional connection is what's going to get you the next job. That's what's going to get you the next promotion, what's going to get you the next client. This is how we need to be thinking in 2025 about your creative portfolio, thinking about how you do something and why, and not really the what. The what's going to get done, right? It's in how and why you do it. The third one is staying ahead of marketing trends. On my TikTok, I did a video the other day of some of my 2025 predictions. One of my 2025 predictions is going to be the exponential growth in wellness marketing. The category has grown 9% year on year since 2020. We can blame COVID for that, right? But it's a good thing, because what we're seeing, specifically in the UK where I'm based, is that consumers are spending £200 a month more on wellness and well-being, and that's important. And we know that because of what we saw tragically happen in 2020 when so many people were affected by a global pandemic. It really expedited everyone into well-being with themselves, their health, their fitness, their mindset, because that's all we had to concentrate and control at that time was our health, and that is the ultimate wealth. That investment of £200 a month increased monthly in each household is major. We've gone through a recession, but we're seeing spend go up. That's an important area to look at and pinpoint. This industry has increased by 9% every year since 2020, and by 2028 it's set to be worth £6.3 billion or dollars, one of them two anyway. Opportunity that's there out in the world. So you're actually going to see so many industries and sectors like fashion, beauty, tech, sports together more holistic campaigns, because they're seeing the synergy in consumer thinking. Because as consumers, we're caring about our well-being more than ever. We're willing to take the vitamins, we're going to pay the extra £10 to go to a better gym, we're going to try Pilates and do that 4 times a week even though it's like £25 a class. Like, all of these incremental spends consumers are doing because they're caring about their well-being. Marketers, we need to be thinking, oh, okay, if I'm a marketer and I'm working for a gym brand, oh, I need to be thinking about creating maybe different experiences being in a new way. That's a question. That's already seen it with beauty brands. A lot of beauty brands in the summer, they did run clubs, walks. There was a hair care brand. What they did was they invited loads of influencers, they put hair masks in their hair, and they went on a hot girl walk. And then when they came back, they rinsed it out and got their hair done. One, you're actually showing what the product does, and you're actually experiencing it in real time, so you can actually see the results. Whilst you're doing that, you're exercising. And also, you're creating a community because you're going together. Evolving the conversation, you're evolving the experience, and you're evolving the marketing. Things like that get me so excited when I just see people talk about the same thing in a new way, because that's what marketing is. The attitudinal mindset is a bigger strategy versus just thinking about age range, demographic, race, sex, income. So traditional, the world has evolved since then. We as marketers need to be thinking in an innovative way as well, so we can meet consumers where they are. Thinking about some of the trends that are coming in 2025 and beyond, so you can stay ahead. Other trends that's booming is AI, that integration, personalization of a consumer journey, specifically online and social media. That's huge. So if you're in social, in content, you should really be looking at AI tools and how you can optimize the way that you work. AI influencers, that's going to be booming. Not AI influencers in the way that you think, where it's going to take over all your favorite Insta girlies. That's not what it is. It's thinking about how can we create and leverage AI influencers to help us tell the story better. For example, you can leverage an AI influencer to do customer service, because we know chatbots is becoming much more popular online. Instead of speaking to a chatbot, why don't you speak to an AI influencer, and they can tell you about the product, they can tell you about the science in much more detail than actually getting an influencer to do a paid ad that talks about the boring stuff, which we know takes away from their authenticity. Like, that's crap. We don't want that. It's boring. All of these trends that are coming up and they're peeking through, if you're staying up to date, I urge and encourage you guys to really think about some of the trends, study it, go online and just Google it. Ask the question, what are the top marketing trends? And you'll start to read. You find interesting, because it's always important to get as specific as possible, because it's some of the thinking that you can bring into your work. Maybe you're pitching, or what about if you're studying and this could be something that you could do as a thesis. At the end of this year, you're going to come back to me, come back to this video and be like, Olivia, you were right. We all need to be encouraged, excited about what's to come this year as marketers, so we can get to it, make it happen and become the experts that we are. The next one is developing strategic partnerships and relationships. Working with creators and influencers, who are the ones that are really on the come up, who are the ones that are growing at an exponential rate, that just have a cult-like community that you want to work with in your job, to partner with, and actually put together really cool creative together. That's something that you can think about. You want to evolve like as the top marketer in the industry. Iron sharpens iron. Don't be afraid to go on LinkedIn, message her or him and reach out, ask. I would love to meet up for coffee. I'm actually going to be going to LA, so I actually want to meet up with like-minded marketers based out there. You know, the biggest brands are based out there, the budgets are bigger, so I know that the people that I'm going to be meeting and speaking with has probably worked on budgets twice as mine, so their creative thinking is probably going to be even bigger because of the breadth and how much they've been able to work with. So encouraging for me, because it's going to push me to think bigger. I specialize in influencer, social, brand partnership. When you think about these areas, these are the main touch points that meets product and culture and consumer all at the same time. When I travel, I work and socialize with those alike, because it's going to help me think about how I need to be pushing my strategic thinking better, my networking, my audience thinking as creative as possible, and not putting myself in a box. Even if you're in uni and you are studying, you don't have to wait until you graduate to do so. You can be doing that now. You can be going to events now, meeting other marketers that are studying, or any other entry-level marketers that are working already. You want to make sure you're aligning yourself with people who have the right values as you. I've always said this, and it's helped me in my career. You want to network across. You want to network with people who may be at the same stage in life as you, but you evolve, so are those other people. And when you're both execs and you would have known each other for a decade plus, that is quality, because you've been able to cultivate and sustain a relationship with someone for a long period of time, but you both have evolved in your respected areas, and that trust and that expert and that history is going to pay off. It's critical in building relationships and building community. Yes, you need to focus and narrow in on you, but how you evolve is going to be because of who you're around, where you spend your time, where you spend your energy, space are you in. Community is so important, and that helps you grow, it stretches you, it gives you great experience, you have great conversation. It's important that you think about those relationships around you, where you're putting yourself. If you are building the future you want to start those habits now. And these elements and these relationships and partnerships is going to be critical in creating those better habits for yourself. Investing in your growth. When I say that, that's going to mean different things for different people depending on where you are in your life. That may look like going back to school and studying. Maybe you've done an undergraduate, you want to get a postgraduate and get your master's, generalist, and want to become a specialist. So it goes back to the first point, which is all about redefining your narrative and thinking about your future self and putting in the work now that's going to benefit you in the long run. Investing in your growth is important because that's how you will stay ahead of the curve. That's also how you set your value. So when you are negotiating your salary for a job or a client and a work rate, you can give yourself the top of the top because you are a specialist and you are the best of the best at what you do. And investing in yourself, yes, that means financially you may have to pay for a course or time, but it's going to pay off in the long run because you are going to be able to yield over time. Is going to quadruple or be times 1,000 what you invested in. I have a friend who has an amazing career in a certain industry and she pivoted and she went into real estate. So she studied for 2 years. Her first house that she sold at the end of 2024 and the commission that she got was more than her bonus than she got in her 9-to-5 that she does. 2 years sacrifice of studying, having to study on weekends actually paid off because what she's been able to earn in 2024 is beyond what she earned in her 9-to-5. So if that isn't an example for me, someone I speak to all the time, to see that work pay off is so inspiring and outstanding. So using that example to hopefully help inspire you guys, it's possible for you. Like you can pivot and change, grow and evolve, invest in yourself now. You may not see the payoff straight away, but over time, you're gonna be so grateful that you just stuck to what you said you're gonna do and really see how it's gonna benefit you. What are the areas where you can invest in yourself? I'm thinking about sponsorship. Do I want to be my sponsor that I can reach out to as I continue to grow and evolve in my career? If I'm getting to that senior level and being in rooms where the conversations I'm having in meetings are a lot different. They're more about budgets, they're more about investment. It's all about really quantifying your, ROI. As you evolve, the criteria changes, and that's important to be aware of as well. And as the criterias and the measurement of success changes, are your values and expertise alike? People don't really tell you that because everyone just shows the cool stuff. They don't talk about what you need to bring to the table to make sure you are that sharp iron in the room for someone else. That's how you stay ahead. That's how you stay present on that table. And that's how you can just go away and create your own. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Maybe it's not educational. And of course, to help you personally develop. Industry is about networking, so it's not about everything that you know as well. It's actually just about who you are, and you want to be likable, you want to be approachable, you want to make sure that your character is coming across and your integrity is coming across. Can I improve myself? How can I be a better speaker, a better networker? It'd be a really cool area to actually hone in 2025 and level up as a marketer. One of mine is creating that vision board for success. And it leads into my last point, but it's not just about the vision board, which I'll get into in a bit because that's fun and exciting, but it's more vision. Like, what's in here, guys? How do you see yourself beyond your job? A traveler, are you going to be traveling? You want to save, you want to be frugal this year because you've got a bigger goal and opportunity. You want to an investment in your friendships, spend time with your family or a partner or a loved one. That's what I'm talking about when I mean vision board of success. When you were a little girl and you saw like women when you were older and they maybe had the nice bag or the nice shoes or they walked down the road, but they just had this like je ne sais quoi about them. It's more about that. And that's what I really want to hone in and make sure I bring to light in these videos and make you feel confident, excited about the woman that you're going to become. The thing that I mentioned is really going to help you create the habits for you to level up in 2025. Think about the vision. You're going to be a world traveler. If that's the case, then you actually need to be planning ahead so you can, one, get the best value for your money and you're going to the right places and curating an experience. Where would I want to be? What do my eyes want to see? Success may look like, I actually want to make more effort with my family this year. So you're going to make an effort, and every other Sunday I'm going to make sure I'm around at my parents'. That is important, and being cognizant of that, being a better habit is so beautiful because you enrich your life that way. Yes, you can enrich your life in the money and the things, but nothing is more valuable than family, and also chosen family. Everyone may have goals, but it's in the habit creation and creating a stable flow that works for you. It'll be different for every person depending on where they are in their life, their finances, all of these things. But you want to make sure that you're comfortable with the decisions that you've made for yourself this year. Taking the time in this quiet period of January to think about all of these things and write it down. And it may change, it may pivot in 3 months, in 6 months, but the fact that you're thinking about it means you're being intentional and you're focused. And that's critical, because intentional thinking breeds intentional results. Last but not least, in terms of how we're going to level up in 2025, is vision board created. Vision board is so empowering. You can talk about things to friends and it's just fleeting, but sometimes when you actualize it visually and you can actually see it, you can see yourself in this country, you can see yourself buying that car or getting that wish list item or bagging that job. It creates a whole different vibe. Empowered, you feel confident, you feel ready to go. And when you believe that it can happen, you kind of work backwards and you just start to do the things to get there. Being a vision board is so important to help you do that. The beginning of something so exciting. Visualize the life that you want in 2025. Career, travel, family, friends, leveling up your wardrobe, which is something I'm doing. So FYI, 2025, Olivia is leveling up her wardrobe. All of these things that matter to you. Visualize the life you want in 2025. Visualize the career you want in 2025 to be the best marketing girl. And honestly, you are going to be so proud of yourself in 12 months when you look back and you realize all that you've accomplished, all that you've seen, and all that you'll overcome. Life isn't perfect, trials will come, challenges may come, but what's important is the fact that because you've actually stepped forward in the direction that you want, you're moving closer. That's the point of life. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon, it's a journey. So as I mentioned, redefining the narrative of career. Think about how you want to invest in yourself, whether it's education, personable skills, strategic networking and partnerships, where you're going to position yourselves at events, relationships, from a career point of view, but also from a personal point of view. Visualize the life you want, where you want to travel to, go. And then last but not least, create that vision board, ladies. You can do it on paper, you can do it digitally, you can do it on your phone. So many things to be excited about, because like the end of the year, the beginning of the year, there's a lot of anxiety. But it comes across as like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. It's not, guys. It's the end of the year and beginning of a new year, and we're still here. Which means there's more work to be done, there's more to learn, and importantly, there's more areas to grow in. We don't need to rush, we don't need to pressure. Use this downtime in January to visualize the life, redefine your narrative as a professional, position yourself as an expert, and it will take time. It's habit. So you might do it a couple of times this month, you may do it more times in February, more times in March. As the year goes on, you are more diligent, you have better habits, you're more confident, you will tweak it, you'll redefine it. But most importantly, and all of the things what I'm saying is you're doing it. Actualization is in the action. It's not in the perfection, it's in the action, guys. You think about the steps you want to take in 2025, and honestly, in 12 months, you're gonna love where you are, because you are much further than where you are right now. First video of the year, we're taking our time, we're not rushing. The same you, be proud of you, but just continue to grow. It's not about rushing, and I hate that world, society, social media makes us feel that way, because where are we all going? Where are we all going to? If we rush and then we get there, then what? No one knows, because everyone's trying. So we might as well take our time, do it right, and enjoy the journey. Enjoy maybe going back into education, enjoy taking the course, enjoy traveling, enjoy friends and family, and you're setting yourself up, whether that's fitness, being diligent in your health and well-being. As I mentioned, it's a key category that's growing, and you're probably a part of it as a consumer. I am anyway. We're gonna make things happen this year, so trust and believe in that, because I feel that, and I hope you guys feel that too. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. I'm growing this community, and I'm actually so proud. I'm so proud of the people that have tuned in, liked the video, commented. Super thankful, because if it wasn't for you guys, I would have stopped by now. I'd be like, why am I doing this? No one ain't listening. But those 1 or 2 comments actually really does keep me going. So thank you guys for tuning in, and yeah, keep out for the next video coming up next week. Bye, guys.